Welcome back, everyone, and holy smokes, that game was
Where's the holy smoke?
pretty convincing. It was in the game. Weren't you watching Magical?
It's in Toronto.
Yeah, exactly. You can only see it. You know, smog and all that in Canada. Nice.
Which is unusual because usually it's California that's burning.
It usually is. But we're doing okay this year.
Usually,
so far.
Yeah, but now Canada's on fire for reasons beyond my attention span. Truthfully,
Also, we've been having like a weirdly coldish summer for California. Like the highest it's been like is 90, which is like not hot
cold.
for us. Yeah, that is cold for us. Like right now it's like 80, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so cold right now for summer.
For any of you Canadians, it is not that.
I was about to say, you know, mid-20s or something like that, and for us that's pretty normal over here, where we don't use the imperial system like fools.
You use the proper one. You use the proper.
Yeah, wow.
Honestly,
American said it. American said it. You can't take it back.
No, I'm not taking it back. Imperial system sucks.
Wow. Oh my god.
Sucks.
You know, at least I got that win today. I'm happy about that. But unfortunately, Taco Gaming were not able to get a much-needed win in that first game. We already set up how important it was for them to be able to get the ball rolling in the last 2 weeks of play. And so far, they've been stopped dead in their tracks. But for now, we're going to play a game I like to call Minute with Limits, where, well, the minute is going to be you guys watching my virtual cam for clips I've taken out. And basically
Does that mean I'm only going to exist for a minute, and then I poof?
And then you're gone. At the end of this halftime show, you're going to disappear, Magical. I'm going to cast with Josh. How did you know?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Doing your Azale cosplay. See, I really want to pronounce it minute with limits.
Minute? Well, don't. You're not allowed. So, okay. Let me just set up the virtual cam. Where are we? Here we go. Oh, what am I doing?
Let's go.
Before I set up the virtual cam, Josh, you're going to go first.
Okay.
Clip number 1 is going to happen. You need to describe it to us without using champion names. Okay. Those are the limits.
Those are the limits?
For this one.
Okay.
It gets harder.
It gets harder.
Yeah, we start using multiple cards and things like that, but that's spoilers. Josh, boy me, Bob. Why don't you talk to us about this first clip?
Okay.
No champions.
Well, concept just dies. Oh, this is the dive under the bot lane turret where we get the Magnet Storm and the Cyclone and a bunch of Chakrams, and it means that Lynx gets a whole free turret to themselves as they go for a race, as we do see the Rift Herald crashing up towards the top side of the map. And honestly, this is kind of where Lynx just goes off and becomes the most important. Have you been counting?
It's just for the name. Don't worry about it, Magical. Continue, Josh, please.
Oh, I keep going, but the clip is already reset.
Oh, you're done? Okay, it sounded like you had a point before.
Oh,
Alex
no,
so rudely interrupted you. Yeah, I mean,
it was passed. I had to disappear.
You know, you didn't, Magical. And I lied to you just to see what your reaction was going to be.
I counted the whole time.
1.
I believe you. Well, that was a good explanation, Josh. And yeah, it is as you say. AOE were in a really strong position after that. It was a very lopsided trade across the map, and that was where the ball really got rolling for AOE's side, whereas Taco were really hoping for that one to come through. Lunasi, unfortunately, could not get fed enough. And Alex, it is your turn. We have play number 2.
Okay, what am I not allowed to say?
You're not allowed to use...
I hope it's just like words, so all I have to do is
player names.
Oh, okay, that's easier.
Okay.
Can I cycle? I want a different one. I want a harder one.
What if they stack? I feel like they should stack.
Yeah, give me 2.
Oh,
give me 2.
You know what?
Give me 2.
You're right. You're gonna no champ names or player names. I like where your head's at.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Okay. Good thinking.
I like this. All right.
Good thinking. We're always in.
Give me the clip. Give me the clip.
All right. Magical. Talk to us.
Is this the same clip? No, it's not the same clip.
No,
you got a big anchor that misses, and they're not able to hit anything. But then you got someone going pew 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 on the other side. You got a big old purple dude in the middle of everybody. Then someone on a horse that's not really a horse, but it's like a magnet horse. You jumped into the fight and looked really cool.
Looked really cool.
You know?
I like the deep analysis.
Sometimes that's all you need to say, Josh. And I gotta say, Magical, not bad. It's only getting harder from here, though, guys.
Yes, good.
I gotta say, though, that this is exactly why play-by-plays suck at Pixel Perfect. Is this the same play? No.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, dude, your job is to watch the game, Alex. But you know, it's okay. He gave us the good explanation.
Hold on. I'll tell you right now, as a There you go. That's it. And then we see champions. If they're all the same, it's the same play.
It's the same play.
Okay.
That's why
Well-
all team fights just kind of blend together. if you're a
Exactly.
play-by-play.
Well, you know what? I really appreciate you giving us the deep dive into the play-by-play psyche, Alex. Now, everyone watching, keep that in mind as we go to our next clip. Josh, it's back to you. And as you guys so lovingly suggested, these do stack.
I do like
All
it.
right.
I do like it better without it stacked.
This is actually very enjoyable. So, no player names. No
player names.
champion
Champs.
names. And
He's run out of hands.
you can't
What is
use
it?
the names
Valve.
of positions either.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I mean, I didn't do that when I did mine, so
All right.
Oh, well, nice flex.
yeah, I'm just gonna say
Okay.
that right now. It was
right.
Is
easy.
this the same play?
No. This one happened in
Alex,
Dark.
thank you.
Around the big purple worm, we do see a big ultimates being used by yellow birds, and suddenly again you got lots of chakrams coming through, and Daisy didn't get to do anything either. This is another fight without Daisy that Team Fish Taco are trying to go for. You know, you're going in with your taco only half full. There's no rice in the taco. It just doesn't work.
I mean, that is criminal, unless you have a gluten allergy, of course. Then not getting rice in your tacos and burritos is okay. We don't judge, of course. But this was yet another important fight for AOE. You guys might be wondering, Beatdown, why are all these clips AOE favored? To my response would
AOE
be...
win?
Yeah, like were you watching
What?
the game? It was a very
Wow.
AOE favored matchup. We're going along.
I can't
Some of
believe
the best
it.
moments they had. I know, Alex. You know, play-by-play attention span. So it's right out of your head. It's okay. This is what I'm here for.
No. See, I knew that was a different play because it didn't happen in top lane. That's how I knew.
Ooh.
I'm so proud of you, Alex. Good job. Okay, we got one more to go through. Alex, this one is going to be you. This is going to be the hardest one yet.
Yeah.
And
I'll
I
give it to me.
realized that for this last one, I lost my card that said ability names, but ability names will also be your crutch.
All right,
your
cool. I
omitted
didn't do-
word.
I-
So remember,
I
guys.
didn't do that last time either, so...
Oh, you might need it for this one. So,
Okay,
champ
let's
names.
Let's see.
Player
Never
names,
underestimate the
positions.
play-by-play's ability to make things simple.
All right, and remember, no ability names either.
Yeah. Okay. Give it to me.
All right, talk to me.
All right, is this the same play? Because right now you got someone go BAM, and then everyone else goes pew, 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 pew. You got a big old Axeman going bah, but he's getting chased down and can't do anything. Then you have another person trying to run away, but he got this big old meatball going, and he's like, I got these things I can throw at you, and a monkey got a kill.
I thought
You know
X-Men
what?
cast for CB Wool.
Oh boy. And there it is. Magical's flexible wiles, his ability to talk about things in so many different ways comes out on top. And I picked this clip actually for a really specific reason. Josh, I mentioned this to you as we got to the end of the broadcast and you guys joined me back, behind the curtain. And this was interesting that even though I said and still agree that Taco's League of Legends is pretty textbook now, it's gotten cleaner than it has before. They actually are very inflexible with what they're able to respond to. They went 1-1 against Evil Genius Challengers, and I feel like that could have been a 2-0 because a very similar thing happened in that last clip that we saw, but they were actually in a pretty overwhelming lead, but they lost it all in one fell swoop. That is going to be
Am I allowed
it.
to use those words now?
You are, because we're done.
man.
The game is over for now. We
Okay,
have about
okay.
a minute left, so we really got to kind of do some table setting for the next
Can I
game
make a
here.
suggestion for the game, though, to make
Talk
it
to me.
harder?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think you should start taking out certain words that people can and can't use. Like the. You can't say the while you're doing it. You can't say engage. You
2-syllable
can't-
words.
Yeah, 2-syllable words. Yeah,
Sorry, play-by-plays. That's going to be tough.
That's so easy for play-by-plays.
You
1-syllable
think-
words the entire
I
time.
just needed my jab in, Josh.
It is is.
All right, don't worry. We're gonna save that one for later. That was a good suggestion. But remember, guys, Game 2 is on the horizon. AOE smashed Taco in Game 1, and Taco Gaming, we gotta remember, they do not have an easy remainder of the split. Maryville University at the end of Week 6 is the only one they really have here. So Team Fish Taco really gotta turn things up in the second game. Josh, how do they do that?
I mean, we touched on it a little bit during the last one. They need to start attacking Darkwing's laning phase, right? The fact that he has been able to get through this laning phase completely untouched is really going to be putting big questions on how it is that Team Fish Taco are going to be able to play through. Darkwings loves playing these scaling champions, but it does mean that you can try and attack him when his flash is down. They didn't even try to go for that at all. The only time we saw that Rosethorn go for ganks was in the bot lane and the top lane, and they both came in with mixed success.
Yeah, there you have it, folks. The key to success for Taco in the next game is send AOE a grim reminder, and now I'm going to have to send you guys over to the draft because I hear that is ready. Josh, Alex, game 2 of our first series, take it away.
All right, we'll take it from you. It is now ours.
It's now
Josh,
ours.
I will share this with you.
Okay, thank you.
You can have some of this. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Now this is ours to talk about. Beatdown will bring you back for, not the Rally Cry halftime show like it's above, but we're going to bring you back for the Verizon post-game interview with whoever wins this second game, as we have swapped sides. And looking at Taco, this game is so important. We talked about at the beginning of the day that this series in general was really critical for Team Fish Taco because this could make or break the rest of the split for them, since they had to face off against Team Liquid Challengers and FlyQuest Challengers in the last week before facing off against Maryville, but already falling to AOE now puts them 3 games behind AOE. Even if they win this one, they're still those 2 games behind AOE, which gives AOE a little bit of room that they can work with going into the final week.
Yeah, and we also know that AOE, the rest of their schedule is not particularly difficult either. They're playing mostly bottom half standing teams. And as we start looking at the rest of it, I do gotta admit, Magical, I was not particularly convinced with the Team Fish Taco draft in Game 1. It didn't feel as though it was playing towards a lot of the strengths that they have had throughout the course of this split. Whenever Team Fish Taco are blowing open games, it's oftentimes been based on their ability to go for some early aggression with Rosethorn. If he can go for fights all on his own, it allows them to actually test a lot of other parts of the map. But this is another Ivern game coming out from Team Fish Taco where it doesn't feel as though they ever really got anything done because of how easy it was to read what Rosethorn's next move was.
Yeah, but here's a big thing with swapping on sides here, that you banned away Tristana, Kaisa, LeBlanc, not Kindred. Will getting his hands on that champion that he's already shown to be so good at is really going to be difficult, since Rosethorn, I know, would like that champion as well. That has been a lot of the times Team Fish Taco has picked up their wins or when Rosethorn is playing Kindred, but this time around, they don't get that, but they do get this Rel that can be flexed between Rosethorn and NXI. They have flexed it between the two in the past.
Yeah, I mean, it is worth noting that it has only been 1-1 coming out for Team Fish Taco, and if I'm reading correctly, I believe that is the 5th straight loss on the Ivern here coming out for Team Fish Taco as well. It's very obvious that they have a style that relies upon Rosethorn having more tools to be aggressive, right? We see them picking up more wins on characters like the Wukong. We see them picking up more wins on characters like the Maokai, things that can get these fights started. And now these are already starting to look a lot less enticing because of this early Kindred pickup that AOE have picked up for themselves. They have not only the Lamb's Respite, but they also have way more control over who is allowed to stand in that circle.
Especially with that Alistar. That Alistar makes it even easier. You punt whoever you don't like in there. You're like, all right, you're not allowed in our inner circle. Get out of here. Go play with your own friends. And then having a Ziggs on top of that too. Another thing that can create space, but this has also been something that AOE have piloted really well. You look at, I think last week where Lynx was playing the Ziggs and got it permanently banned for the rest of week 4, was how good he was playing on the Ziggs, the control he was getting in lane, because all he has to do, hold his own for the first parts of the lane, get Lost Chapter, come back in the lane, you can't do anything.
Yeah, I remember talking to a couple of other players about what you can actually do with the Ziggs. You start the Sapphire Crystal, and then you get the Lost Chapter super early on in the game. It takes you 20 minions if you CS perfectly, so you can get it on your 4th wave. But now, NXI going over to the character that we were asking for previously. It is going to be the Zaira Khan for spawn in NXI, and this will be forcing the Rel to go into the jungle, and that I mean, we do see that it has been a character that Rosethorn has picked up a win on, but the biggest problem that we're already seeing right now is that it is going to mean that Rosethorn is on a very low damage character yet again. He'll be very tanky, he'll be very difficult to kill, but he's not necessarily going to be able to have the same kind of control over their targets.
So I'm looking at ONAT and what they want to play for ONAT. Yesterday, they actually did pick up the first ever Jace for ONAT, and I gotta check if I believe they did lose that game, but he was able to do a good job for the team, getting a lot of early poke and making it really difficult for EGC to do much against. It was kind of the wonky fights that EGC were able to find against Team Fish Taco, and as Beatdown you were talking about, the inflexibility that they kind of have when it comes to some of those fights that really got them that edge, but it is something that they could fall back onto. But then again, you look at the rest of the comp, they don't have that source of magic damage if they go for that. So I'm kind of looking at Onat and whether or not they want to pick up Onat's champion now, or if they want to grab something for Lunacia, hold on to the counter pick for Onat.
I'm kind of wondering what it is that Onat can play. One of the things that I would love to see actually coming from him would be the Gragas. It's a little bit more of an unusual champion, but it was one of the best showings that he has had so far this split. Took down APA, also deals with the Lamb Spire fairly cleanly, but it's going to be an Ari. There's a lot of pick tools coming out for Team Fish Taco, but their team fight is going to be fairly hard to navigate, right? Because the Alistar resists all the damage that Team Fish Taco is already showing, you're creating an opportunity for both Lynx and Will to do a ton of damage across the fight. So Team Fish Taco can't just go for something front to back. Currently, they have to find an opportunity to be more aggressive. And right now, AOE, they grabbed the Cassante for themselves. They do have a lot of physical damage coming through that is supplemented by the magic damage from the Ziggs. They just need to show what it is that Darkwings wants to be playing into the RE.
I was about to say, genuinely, they could probably just grab 2 tanks and it doesn't matter. They decided to get Darkwings as Cassiopeia, something that we have seen him have great success. The heroic Nexus defenses he's had on both Azir and Cassiopeia. We think back to last year, back when he was on Dignitas Academy, his Cassiopeia was something that really surprised a lot of people. And also is really good with a lot of the mobility that Taco have drafted for themselves. Miasma is going to stop pretty much everybody that wants to engage for the team on Taco from doing much.
That, I mean, in Miasma, as you're talking about it, we see the Ornn come through. Miasma is just getting better and better across the game, right? It is so difficult for Team Fish Taco to try and do much of anything in this game. And I don't normally like saying I feel as though a game has been won in draft, but this is one where I feel as though AOE have all the tools necessary. The one place where Team Fish Taco can try and find their edges is early on in the game. If Spawn and NXI can be aggressive into Lynx and Breezy, and if Onat can somehow win this laning phase and move to go for dives up against Lynx, this is opportunities for Team Fish Taco to try and go for that, but it's already breaking. We were saying you need to test Darkwings in the laning phase. It's not about trying to shut down Lynx and Breeze most of the time. It feels as though Team Fish Taco have already set themselves up with a very tough win condition.
They have. It's to me, even though you have an Ornn on your team, it does feel like this mid game's really where they gotta come online. They've got to find some picks for themselves so they can get out ahead early into this game, because there are great scaling elements on AOE that if you do not shut down, if you do not stop Will from getting ahead, if you do not start Lynx from getting ahead, if you do not stop Darkwings from even staying even, there's not much you can do to stop them from, anytime they want to, going up to a neutral objective and taking it instantly.
Yeah. And I just gotta say, right, like, Darkwings and Lynx, the characters that they have selected for themselves, if they don't even have to be ahead, as long as they're not noticeably behind, they're God. Like, you get to 25 minutes and these guys just win the game outright. Nothing.
They take a Baron in seconds. Literally, like, they go up to Baron at, like, say they're even, right, at 22 minutes into the game, and Taco just have one pocket where they don't have vision. Baron's gone in like 10 seconds.
Yeah. Super fast, super fast. But you get a ton of range from Lynx, right? I always like to say that Ziggs is a dive champion. Cubby likes calling it over the top, right? You just do it immediately, and it just hits the backline. And there's not a lot that Spawn can really do about it unless he has the flash up. He will have to be very proactive with his ultimates during a lot of these fights, just because of how much oppressive damage will come out from the side of AOE. And so, you know, we will be tracking what it is that Rosethorn tries to make happen in this game. I'm really looking for some pressure down towards the bottom half of the map, because you are expecting that Lynx is going to try and counter shove in order to make sure that he's not trying to CS under turret.
But they are going to be a little late to the bot lane. Shouldn't really impact them, though. But it's still a Ziggs lane, no matter what. Ziggs lane will innately push, just bouncing bombs are so great at that. So looking at how Spawn and NXI can kind of stop that. I feel like they had a really hard shove to try to get that level 2 priority. And they're playing a bit aggressively, even getting an early flash out of Lynx, which is going to be nice for them. But they pretty much have to rinse and repeat. They have to do this every single moment they can. But as Spawn takes another bouncing bomb, he's already below half.
Yeah, and you are seeing that Lynx, I mean, being very cautious with throwing out all of his bombs, right? Making sure that he can keep the wave in a position where it's not pushing towards them super heavily, but also not pushing away from them. And so far, doing a fantastic job at it. And he knows that he needs to be very careful because he's the one that they can all in on. He's got the satchel charge now.
Has it now, but still going to be difficult if NXI wants to start this off. And already using the satchel charge to get a little bit of extra damage onto Spawn. Could have put himself in a bad position, but NXI wasn't able to find that angle instead. Going to go a little bit late. Gets a double knockup, which is going to be nice, but he's punted right underneath the turret, so he took that free turret shot. Look how much damage he's taken already on his escape.
Yeah, and already it feels as though any pressure that Spawn and NXI were going for previously just completely wiped out based on the play that we have seen come out from AOE. Headbutting NXI underneath the turret. Also, the flash for flash earlier suddenly means that, I mean, AOE, their lane is playing with high HP, and even though Rosethorn's coming around, doesn't matter. They just can't get in.
Getting the flash out of Breezy, though, is going to help a little bit. So now it's going to be 2 flashes burned on the side of AOE, but the minefield really is hurting Team Fish Taco, as every single time they try to step forward, they wanted to set up Roshor, and like you said, it's been read like an open book by AOE, not to mention all the damage they've been able to get onto Team Fish Taco on the way out.
Yeah. Breezy is walking up 1v2, doesn't care, knows they don't have the damage to kill him, and he can just headbutt away to a minion if he really needs. And Rosethorn, I mean, like you said, he tried to come down, doesn't find much of anything there. Oh, man.
Now Breezy can just play forward like this because they're still low on the side of Taco. They are healing up a little bit, but there's still 2 health pots on the other side for AoE that they can still work with. And as Link's playing this Ziggs, he's going to constantly poke out at the members of Team Fish Taco, make it really difficult for them to do much, though. Rosethorn is on the other side, hasn't been spotted out. Will had already finished his recall, but now that the ward has been placed down, it's going to be a little bit difficult unless Rosethorn, there it is, goes forward. Does he flash forward for the Shattering Strike? He flashes, misses on a Breezy, unfortunately, but they got the entrance there as they pick up first blood on NXI. It's all going awry as they got to get the kill onto the cow to make it even, but Lynx was able to get a lot of damage back onto Spawn, but he is stunned up. Has the satchel charge, and Lynx does have backup now. Will is here, and Lynx 1v2 is winning against Spawn. He'll take the kill himself, and it's the crash down away for Rosethorn. Will, more just there for some emotional support.
Yeah, GG go next at this point, right? We already looked at this draft. This is so hard to play even from an even position, and now Lynx, he gets to shove out another wave, deny even more from Spawn, and this Shattering Strike come through. I love the idea. It's a great mechanic on the rel. Unfortunately, you do gotta land those. It buys so much more time for Breeze to just walk around. He's not losing all the extra resistances. And as you called out, there are so many minions that are here that are participating in the fight that turn on to Spawn, and suddenly, with some good skill shot usage, taking down the AD carry in the 1v2 as well with basically no mana, means that Lynx gets to walk back into lane with so much extra pressure. At the same time, Darkwings here in the mid lane is out laning Onat. I don't see how the flashes actually went down, but both of them were used previously, and Darkwings is building an advantage by himself already. I think this is going to be our 8th win here for AoE here, Magical. Alex? Oh no! Well, it seems we have lost our Shouty boy. That's okay. Oh, he is back.
Okay, sorry. Pushed the wrong button. But going back, okay, we can see this mid lane play. Oh, it looks like Breezy just kind of visiting into the mid lane. Hex Flash really did catch Onat off guard.
Yeah. Alright, that's ambitious. Onat should probably never die there, but the flash for flash trade does signify that there will be more pressure coming out from Breezy and Will. It's something we were asking for from Team Fish Taco before the game, before the draft had actually started, and now it looks like it's going to be coming out from AoE as well.
And when we look at this bot lane, Lynx having completed that lost chapter, we talked about that being a huge power spike for Ziggs in the bot lane. Because look at what can Spawn do now? Every time he tries to clear out these waves, he's getting poked down. He tries to clear out to keep up with Lynx, but Lynx is going to be the first one on every single call, and then as he rotates towards the dragon, look at the damage he's able to get as NXI try to go for the engage on the Lynx, but they can just disengage with a satchel charge. Breezy, he is getting a lot of attention, but he still survives as Darkwings on the other side scares away the members of Team Fish Taco.
Yeah, wow. I mean, Lynx walking up there, it looked like he was about to take a ton of damage, but the turn coming out from Team Fish Taco was only Spawn and NXI.
just every time he lands a bouncing bomb, he's taking this huge chunk of health. Will finds Rosethorn to crash down over the wall to stay alive, but they're corralled. They have no health to really work with underneath the turret.
That's 6. That's so much more mana.
Does he get the kill? Almost with the charge. He does get it. The minefield picks it up as Lynx fighting against Spawn.
Whoa.
Spawn does make it an even trade of 1-for-1, but now Will and Breezy, they're both here. And guess what? The cow is making sure you can't get out of here. They got the Featherstorm already just to get Xayah out. And she's saying, good luck, Rosethorn. Have fun. Storm of the castle. You think he's going to make it? Nope.
Nope. I mean, good play coming up from Spawn to at least fight his way out of that one, get the 1-for-1 for the AD carries, but AOE are in such a dominant position across the board at this point, right? And so much of it has come off of the play of Lynx and Breezy down here in the bottom lane. Getting level 6, getting all the extra mana gives so much. You almost one-shot NXI immediately, but if the combat had gone for the recon, instantly kill him. After that, Spawn, you know he's got to go for this play. If Lynx has the reaction time to flash out of that one, he probably kills Spawn too.
Yeah, I think so. And it doesn't even matter because they still get the kill on a Rosethorn regardless, giving the kill and gold over. But mid lane, Darklings completely stops this engage from Team Fish Taco with one petrifying engage so they can turn it back onto Rosethorn. Another death for Rel.
Yeah, this is it. This is a dominant performance coming out from AOE. We knew that they were playing so well in the second round robin, and this is a perfect opportunity to showcase it. They have been so good at going for a lot of these fights. At the same time, this is a desperation play coming out from Team Fish Taco. They're saying, we need to try and find some gold advantage. We need to try and get Spawn ahead. We need to get some money into Onat's pocket. But at the same time, on the far side of the map, it is Lynx all by himself. It's a Ziggs Demolition Derby getting 3 plates off of that play in the mid lane.
He genuinely might just get the turret here.
Nah, there's too much armor.
Yeah, but let's see. He's going to get at least that 3rd plate. So yeah, you're right. Too much armor, but maybe...
And next time,
one more play, one more wave, one more play like that, it's gone for sure.
Yeah. And it only gets worse from that point on, right? One of my favorite things about Ziggs is watching him go lane to lane and just going, hey, that is my turn. But I know there's going to be some people, if they're watching, Coco, Alk Battery, always love hearing, Mom says it's my turn to play in this lane. Because it means that I'm playing Ziggs and I'm going from one lane to another collecting plates. Because as Ziggs, it is my God-given right to get every single turret all to myself. And we know that Lynx is going to start shot calling around. It's like, hey, Mom says it's my turn to take the entire top lane turret in 2 waves.
Well, and I think that's something that has just benefited AoE, right? We always talk about the attack on mid lane. Breezy, again, looking for this play on a Darkwing so that Onat can't really do much. Because with the Ziggs pick, you can 1v2 so easily. It doesn't really matter what you're up against. Nothing can really stop you from clearing the waves, crashing the waves over and over again, even when you have the 2 members, though we do have a 1v1 fight in the top lane. But I don't expect a death to actually happen just yet, unless Concept wants to go all out. Using that onto Lunacia. Fellow's Breath comes out of Lunacia, but the knockup as well. Brittle Stacked flashed away from the Tofu strikes.
I gotta say, Lunacia played that so much better, even though he was the one who ended up having to flash. Concept absolutely had opportunities for solo kill there, but waited really long for the all-out. It's not likely to have an effect on the game at all, but this is the opportunity. AoE coming down, here's a teleport.
Looking for the flank on the other side, and it's Onat finding Lynx with the satchel charge away, missing the charm. Lynx is alive. How does he keep skirting danger, Josh?
Oh my gosh, the charm. Onat was trying to wait for all the dashes to come out from Lynx. Unfortunately, Lynx outplaying it, the satchel charge and the flash, making sure he stays alive. Look at this, Team Fish Taco, they gotta try again.
And they gotta try something, right? They just gotta try anything, attack the Ziggs over and over again so he can't take these plates. But then the attack on mid lane from Will. He just says, okay, cool. You have all these members focus on the bot lane. I can put Rift Herald there. We can get more gold or Darkwings on Cassiopeia, who we said, even if she's even up against an Ahri, he's gonna be fine. But bot lane, looking for a fight yet again. Lynx is the one with the Ignite on his head, but Breezy was getting a lot of the attention as Rosethorn should be nearby. Another satchel charge for Lynx to try to keep himself alive. The flash coming in from Breezy, dashing away. He does get stunned up, and he body blocks. Is he gonna survive? It flashed from Rosethorn to pick up the kill on a cow, but look at Lynx constantly harassing these members of Team Taco by himself. The charge in, but Will here to save the day. No way out. It's an easy kill for Will. He's just gonna clean up house, looking for that triple kill. He's easily got it, and this Kindred is fed.
It's doomed. It's doomed. AOE looking to get their 8th win of the second round robin. They are so strong, right? It was so concentrated in Lynx and Breezy, who've had so much pressure put onto them, and they have outplayed all of it.
As mid lane, we talked about, if it's even, it's already hard enough for you, Onat. But when he's ahead, you cannot deal with Dark Wings.
So as AOE are going to continue climbing the ladder, we said that they were 3 wins, I believe, ahead of Team Fish Taco. Now they are
see it above
4 wins.
at the top of the screen.
Yeah, we can see it now. 4 wins ahead for AOE. That virtually guarantees them. Now, it doesn't mathematically guarantee them, but based on what we're likely to see from the rest of the split, this is basically guaranteeing that AOE will at least make it into the playoffs, right? We do know that Team Fish Taco have a very difficult road left ahead of them because as they are going to be going into Week 6, they still have to play up against Team Liquid and FlyQuest Challengers.
Right there, Asmo was put down by Darkwings. It stopped the engage initially from NXI as the turret's gonna fall. Darkwings looks like he's in danger, but again, not getting stunned there by Rosethorn, so he can slither on out.
Yeah. Not even needing to use the flash because it was already down, right? He used it aggressively up against Onad. Team Fish Taco, full desperation mode. 8,000 gold behind at 13 minutes.
Plates haven't even fallen, you're that far behind.
Yeah.
This is one of those scrim games. It's easily after the first couple plays, you're like, yeah, GG, go next. We know what's going to happen. It's Cassiopeia, Kindred, Ziggs. There's very little chance of catching up.
Yeah. Mom says it's my turn to send Lynx top lane in order to pick up the top lane turret. Unfortunately, somebody stole all of his turret plates in the mid lane with the Rift Herald. I don't know who that possibly could have been, but ultimately it is on Ziggs. It is all of his money that he can send up towards the top side, and he is on his way.
AOE, they're with you, Josh. That's my turn to take the towers. As going top lane, what can you do, Lunacia? You even called the Forge God, and she waved at you and said, bye-bye, I'll see you soon in the heavens.
Woo! Yeah, make it even more. I love it. AOE tweeting it out too. Mom says it's my turn, and now Darkwings. I mean, Team Fish Taco, they're gonna try. They gotta try. It's the only way you come back. You are not outscaling this game.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you or me or whoever, because the 4th, 5th time, it's gotta work eventually, right, Josh?
Yeah. I actually have a lot of praise to give to Darkwings for not giving any opportunities. Now Breezy has ult.
He has ult, and he goes for the engage. And look at the damage they got onto NXI with the Magnet Torpedo in. They've got a lot of damage. They do get the kill already as Breezy that whole time has been in the middle of everybody, and he re-engages. He's not threatened. They've got the Lamb's Respite as Rosethorn is on top of it with everyone of Team Fish Taco, but the heal's coming out. They're not able to get the kill. They get 2. Spawn, he finally falls, though. The snake biting her venom into the members of Team Fish Taco with nowhere to go. Flash is in there for Lunacia. He can easily be whittled down by these carries from AOE.
Hey, you know what feels bad? Team Fish Taco played that so much better than AOE, and it did not matter. Not even a little bit.
They're
so far ahead at this point. Watch how well they actually get on top of Lynx in this fight, right? Team Fish Taco, even though it starts off really rough, they find their way to Will. They end up getting Lynx in the fight at the same time. And as Darkwings starts moving around, he actually kind of just walks throughout the fight for a couple of seconds, not throwing out any of the E's, looking for opportunities to hit members, right? He could be hitting Onat right now, but has chosen not to. Lynx goes down in the fight, and Darkwings has not pressed E in 4 seconds. He still has the damage anyway. That's the damage.
Testing. It's limit testing. It's just auto attacks with Cassiopeia. Can I kill everyone with just auto attacks at this point in the game?
The answer is apparently yes. That is how far AOE, crossing the 10,000 gold lead mark at about 16 minutes. Or, okay, they're just below. They just need to get one more kill, and then they'll cross over the 10,000. Actually, this Rift Roll, I think, does it.
I was about to say, I think the Rift Herald does it itself.
Yeah, oh, there it is.
There it is.
16 and a half minutes, 10,000 gold lead coming out for AOE. And now, I mean, you just walk around, you have Ziggs, you have the Rift Herald, wherever these two things sync up is going to be another structure. They can be breaking into the base within 17 minutes. They can actually end if this Rift Herald gets a full crash.
He is about to get collapsed on. This turret is not your safety. There is no salvation there. They've got a Ziggs demolition crew on the other side. They don't even need the Rift Herald. They can hold on to that for as long as they want. If they want to crack open these turrets in the base that under 20 minutes, they can easily do so.
It's super based from Lynx as well, going for the Rabbit on second. This is my favorite thing to do as the Ziggs as well. You just get so much damage, and there's a because this game is super over, I do want to talk about Ziggs itemization a little bit, right? You always want to go for Ludens if it's good, right? Like, if it is the kind of thing where you aren't going to be hitting more than one melee tank, you want to be going Ludens. After that, your second item, if you are ahead, you can pick up this Rabadons because people don't have enough magic resist for the Shadow Flame to actually be worthwhile. You overcap all of the magic pen, and now, as they start doing it...
Look at the damage he does! Look at
exactly!
That. That's not fair!
It's not fair!
Fair!
He's put himself down to half, just taking damage from the structure, and now they're going to be opening up the base at 18 minutes.
Yeah, got Shelly there. Give a nice charge, put down an assassin charge after the cooldown comes back up, and that's why they're using the Call of the Forge God to get the tag onto Will in the back line as Breezy easily re-engages with Lunacia. He is made of paper. There goes the turret too. 18 minutes into the game, AOE, they could possibly look for our fastest game here of the summer split.
Doesn't look like they're going to be trying to go for his head. Teleporting concept down to the bot lane, gets interrupted. There's also a Mountain Dragon 2 pickup that AOE, you know, they do want to grab it. You gotta cross your T's and dot your I's. And as they go towards that one, it does look as though Team Fish Taco, they've tried to make a couple of desperate plays, but we cannot give enough praise over to Lynx and Breezy in this game. They were set up for success, and they played it so gosh darn well that now, I mean, the game is effectively already, it was over at like 6 minutes.
Let's be honest, it's been over for a while. This game, it was already difficult enough for Team Fish Taco. That's why we hit that on the draft. But this draft, they have to get ahead early into the game. Those plays have to work out from Rosethorn. And the fact they didn't meant that even if you're even as AOE, you're going to be in a perfect position when it comes to these neutral objectives. But they were ahead, Josh. They weren't just even. They were mountains ahead of Team Fish Taco.
I do want to praise, if anybody on this team, I feel as though Spawn has actually played this game pretty well, right? Considering how difficult some of the other interactions have gone and how well Breezy and Lynx outplayed a lot of the previous fights, the fact that he was able to find a couple of kills onto players like Lynx, who's supposed to be incredibly safe. We praised his positioning earlier in the day for finding isolated pockets where he's not going to get pressed. Spawn has already found him a couple of times.
Yeah, it's utilizing a lot of the repositioning to try to pick up those kills, make sure that you can get the Ziggs out of lane. The biggest problem is it only worked twice. He's only died twice in this game. Lynx has survived so much that has been thrown at him by Team Fish Taco in order to kill him, and that's why they have these massive leads. And it's a Cassiopeia, Kindred, Ziggs comp. They don't even have the Cassiopeia here hitting the Baron. They're already taking it so quickly.
All right, Tim. Uh-oh, they found him.
Oh, they found him. Can he get in? There's Darkwings on the other side. Look at Breezy. Breezy's just like, no way. You're not getting anywhere near this first Might Seal. And now, as you said, Josh, how can he get out of this one? They're constantly CCing him, punting him back in for another kill for Lynx, as well as the Turo Baron buff for AoE.
Honestly, super base from Team Fish Taco to say, like, yeah, we're not fighting that one. Let's see what else we can get on the map. They at least get one turret and the bounty that goes along with that, but at the same time, AoE, this should be the death push. Lynx is walking up. He's got so much extra damage. He will do so much to these structures as soon as he gets in range.
All right, Josh, the fastest game that we've had of the summer split is 21 minutes and 37 seconds. We're at 21 minutes now. You have 37 seconds left to win this game, AoE, and get the fastest one of the summer split, but they're playing with patience. They want to cement that 4-game lead over Team Fish Taco.
Yeah. They're playing with patience. I think they're mostly playing with no mana on their Ziggs. So there's like, well, this guy's on 3 items. Maybe we should make sure that he can actually participate in the fight. They're going to be waddling their way right back on out with 2 inhibitors already down. I don't think there's a whole lot more to learn about like how they play, where this game is going to go, but if we can see some cool mechanical things coming out from Team Fish Taco, at least that'll give us more faith. We do feel as though they have played so much cleaner in the second round robin than they did in the first. I think the only unfortunate part for Team Fish Taco is so is everybody else.
And especially AoE. AoE have been a team that has been rising and looking a lot better. This is a team we kind of expected a lot from too. You have members like Will, the Summer Child, that constantly comes in at the summer split to dominate the jungle meta, as now they look for this play, but look at the re-engage. They got the kill onto one, but the turn around, too much damage. Will can chase him down. Penta, scream the Penta. He's got it. Oh, it's taken away. There's no chance of it, but he could get the quadra kill as Onat dashes away. Will even saying, yeah, I'd rather just get the inhibitor, or do I? I've got the slow, I've got the damage. All right, it'll be a quadra kill. He'll take it.
Wow. I mean, a fantastic play. We did see that Team Fish Taco, at least they pick up concept early on in the fight. They even get their way to Lynx, but Will Darkwing's too much damage left over in this game. And he still had that too. They still have the Lam's Respite as well.
He never used it, yeah.
Never used it, never needed to.
Why bother? There he goes, pops it as they look to re-engage. They wanted at least some kills on the way out, but this game has been all AOE since 6 minutes in, and finally the Nexus falls to cement that 2-0.
So congratulations to AOE. They are virtually guaranteed their way into playoffs. Now, there are still opportunities for teams to try and catch up. If Team Fish Taco or Supernova win out from this position, AOE still does need to be on their game. But as we take a look at the gold grab in that last one, it's just absolutely redonkulous.
It doesn't even tell you the story, right?
No.
Because like you look at about 6 minutes and look, you're like, oh man, that's even. That's close. No, you're up against a Ziggs comp. The Ziggs have already gotten that lost chapter and a kill, plus mid lane. They've already got the flash off of Onat for Darkwings to win that lane. Everything was just going the way of AoE at that moment.
It looked really good, right? It relieved so much pressure from Will and Darkwings at the same time, and so many of their wins previously in the season came off of how these two players synced up. They did a couple cool things, like at that point it's like, is it cool or is it just cute, right? Like that didn't really affect the outcome of the game, but still, like, you gotta praise the cool mechanical things that they do.
Yeah, I will say there were definitely good things that we even saw, like you said, from Spawn. A lot of good mechanics that were showcased with the Xayah, but it was all too little too late. The Ziggs got ahead, Cassiopeia got ahead, Kindred got ahead. You can't really do much about that, but we do have one thing we can do, and that is going to be the Verizon post-game interview. We're going to toss it a break, and Beatdown will be back with Will from AOE. You won't want to miss it.
The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Will for the Verizon post-game interview. First of all, Will, I want to congratulate you on a very dominating 2-0. You actually got our player of the game. And first of all, again, congrats for that. Let's show the stats of what you were able to accomplish on the Kindred. Ryan Lau actually said in chat, letting you get the Wukong and then letting you get the Kindred was a pretty illegal maneuver, and I gotta say I agree, because you got some pretty nasty stats going on here, like 9-0-7, 76% kill participation, and the rest is just crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, those are some one-sided games for sure.
Just a little bit. So I want to talk to you about your expectations going into this one. Like, Team Fish Taco, bottom of the standings, not doing so good, but they're starting to turn things up in their own right like you guys are. Were you expecting this kind of result? Did you think they'd put up more of a fight, or what was on your mind going into today?
I mean, today I knew we win. Like,
yeah.
Like, I feel like beginning like first round robin, I think they might be able to like get some games with us, but like now second round robin, there's no way they can win. So just play our best.
Yeah, and your best has looked pretty damn good so far in the second round robin. So I want to call back to your first interview that you did in week 1, where you talked about, you know, this is a really important time for you here in Summer Split. It's LCS or bust, and you're really starting to make that push. How do you rate yourself as a player when you at that time when you have made that comeback, and how do you feel you've grown in these last couple of weeks?
Well, I think a big thing for me was like just adapting, or not even adapting, just like accepting the team aspect of the game. I feel like to get to LCS, that's what I really need to focus on. And I think we're making good progress on that. Everybody around me says my individual side is good, but
Yeah.
I never agree. So I always focus on that too. I think both are important, so I'm always gonna focus on both. But yeah, it's just focusing on that and then keep improving as a team, and then just keep going up.
You gotta respect that hunger to keep improving yourself and always looking at yourself with a critical eye. So I want to ask too, kind of on that same notion, what do you think you bring to not just this team, but really any team when you join a competitive team?
I think my main thing is I can bring a lot of like early game power, like a lot of I think early game I'm pretty strong, but yeah, I mean that's about it. Like I bring lots of early game. I think people would describe me as like early game jungler. Yeah, that's about it. So,
Yeah, fair enough. Nice and simple. I gotta say, I would agree with those. That's something we talk about a lot behind the scenes on the broadcast as well, especially in weeks 4 and 5. And it's good to see that you've been able to keep going in that direction. So another thing I want to talk about AOE as a whole. The last 2 orgs you worked with were 100 Thieves and Dignitas. These are LCS orgs and things along those lines. What's the experience like for now that you're on AOE, which is not quite that same kind of org?
I think it's better than I expected for sure. Before, when I was considering to play like summer and stuff, I didn't know if I was gonna play. Like after all the NACL drama, like it didn't really like interest me as much because I really just wanted to play Academy again and prove that I was good enough to go LCS. But yeah, it's definitely like surpassed my expectations. Like it's been a really good experience so far. And shout out to Golden Guardians too. Like they made the whole process like a lot better too. They're letting us use their office and everything. So
Oh, dope.
you know, it's basically like the same thing as like an Academy team. You know, as
Okay.
2022. So
All right, shout out to AOE. Really quick, I want to follow up on that. You said you weren't interested at first, right? Well, what made you change your mind?
well, it's not that I wasn't interested. It was just that like it was less appealing for me to play on an amateur team instead of playing like on a second tier team or like on a Challengers or Academy team. You know, because I feel like I was good enough to play on a Challengers team or Academy team, and then yeah, like it felt like I was going backwards basically. But then like seeing all the NACL changes, like I know I'm not going backwards, you know,
Yeah.
after all the changes. So
Yeah, fair enough. And I mean, you guys have been playing really well so far, especially in these last couple of weeks. So that's going to be the next thing I want to talk about. You guys were 6 and 12 in the first round robin, Will, and now you guys are 8 and 4, closing out week 5. What were you struggling with? How did you guys overcome it?
I think what we struggled a lot on is macro. Obviously that's like a really vague thing, but I feel like now, okay, like our first match a couple days ago, who we played versus FlyQuest, and our macro like the week before when we played DSG and all those other teams, we're playing really well. Like even that game versus DSG we lost, we still played like a really tough game.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we played 2 days ago, we kind of just forgot it. And then after that, we kind of just woke up like, all right, like we got to play macro again.
So you'd say that wake up was the big factor there for you guys after the first 3 weeks. Okay.
It's that wake up, and like I think once we have this, like the only thing that, like to be honest, I feel like next like couple weeks, I mean into playoffs, like we kind of know what to do. We just have to not overthink it, you know. Like we're a good team. We can do well. We can get high rank in the playoffs. So.
Dope. I mean, you guys are definitely turning it up, so I'm excited to see how you guys are going to do into playoffs. Last question, real quick here before we go to another break. Where would you power rank AOE as a team in the first round robin? And where would you power rank yourself now? I know you're smiling because we talked about this before.
I mean, it's hard to get specific with numbers.
Talk your talk, bro. Don't worry.
Like, okay, thing about numbers is like, can't really, like our team before, we could have been 10th place and then we could have been like first. You know, it's any team could be first, any team could be 10th. But if I had, just for you guys, I'm going to give.
Put you on the spot.
Just put me on the spot. I'm going to give numbers. I think first round robin, we were like 6th or 7th probably.
Okay.
I think second round robin, we're at least 4th, I think. I think in the playoffs, we can prove that playing out our best, we can be a top 3 team.
I mean, you guys definitely have more opportunities to continue climbing the standings with what you've earned yourself this weekend. So I love that confidence, Will. Before I let you go, any shout-outs you want to give, anybody you want to give thanks to, or whatever?
Shout out to my cousin, shout out to my dad, and shout out to GG for letting us use their office.
All right, respect. That's been Will. Thank you so much, Will, for joining us for the Verizon post-game interview. We're going to throw it to a short break now, and we're going to come back with our last series of the day. It's going to be Maryville University versus Wildcard Gaming.
The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car sharing marketplace. Find your drive.